I'm checking. I'm trying to see. It says new recording track created. The camera's on in this recording. Hold on. No, I recorded something. Watch out, watch out. That says 3 minutes.
Okay.
I cannot believe.
I'm so sorry for you.
I cannot believe.
Just re-record, ma.
That is so sad.
You were recording for an hour.
This is so sad. Oh my God. It says that nothing was recorded. I did all of that.
She did all that. Nothing to be recorded.
Oh my Lord. God
It's
help
okay,
me.
ma. It's okay.
Welcome to Sip, Knit, and Page Flip, the cozy podcast where literature meets fiber arts. Join me, Mrs. Makita, as I blend my passion for reading and crafting in a warm and inviting space for book lovers, knitters, and fiber artists alike. Each episode, you'll enjoy engaging discussions about your favorite books while sipping on a hot cup of coffee, tea, or wine. Get ready for delightful conversations about the latest literary gems, classic reads, and everything in between, all while sharing tips and tricks for knitting and other fiber arts. Whether you're nestled in your favorite chair with a book or working on your latest project, this podcast is a perfect companion. So grab your needles, your favorite beverage, and let's create a tapestry of stories together. All right, y'all. This is like I don't even know. I basically recorded an entire episode. Well, that's the problem. It didn't record. I went through an entire episode. I shared so much. I talked about so many different things. And then I went to click the button and I saw that it was not recording. Okay. So, welcome to episode 2. This actually is something that I learned last week. I really enjoy doing. I really love sharing my thoughts and opinions and my hobbies. I loved just sitting back and talking with you all about the things that I love and I enjoy. My hope is that you actually enjoyed it as much as I did. That listening to that podcast was something that you felt like you could come back to on a bi-weekly or a weekly basis. Because yes, I have not decided if they're going to be weekly or bi-weekly yet. But my hope is that you actually enjoyed listening to them and felt like it was something that you could come back to. And if it was, I am delighted and I'm honored that you choose to spend some time with me. Those of us in this community. But yes, me too. So today we are talking about Granny squares, shawls, and yarn. I'm going to do a little bit of an update on my reading progress, and we're going to talk about something that I've been considering because of my new fashion choice. Unfortunately, you all, the sip for today is gone. And what do I mean? I mean, when I recorded that previous episode, I had a nice cup of coffee. It was inside of my Ember cup that my son bought me. It does have lipstick on it because today I am wearing a beautiful shade of lipstick by Mary Kay. I had my nice hot cup of coffee with oat milk and a little bit of sugar, but that is gone now. However, I'm sharing it with you. I think what I'm gonna do is maybe sip on some water because it's always good for me to have water. So I'll probably be sipping on that while I do this. We're just going to keep on trucking. Like, we're just going to keep on moving forward. Like, I never recorded the episode before this because I didn't record. I didn't record the episode. I just thought I did. That's what happened. I thought I recorded the episode. So let's get into this. The progress that I'm making on my mom's shawl is making me happy. I was so concerned that it would take me longer than it is taking me to finish her shawl, but things are really coming together. When we were together last time, I mentioned that her birthday is coming up. This is a surprise. I have not told her about it. And I'm working on this shawl. It is a pinkish purple color from Barocco. The second color is a black. Now, this shawl is from Pearl Soho and it is called the Half and Half shawl. The pattern is free online. You can find that on their website. And I already made one for myself. Mine is a blue and a cream shawl. I will be posting a quick video of that update on my TikTok and I'll post it also on the YouTube so that you can see it. While I am mentioning the YouTube, if you are a listener and you like to have a visual, you can check it out over on the Sip, Knit, and Page Flip YouTube channel, but that is only going to be about a 15-minute preview because that is a new channel and YouTube has restrictions. However, I have another channel called Mrs. R's Books and Things where you will be able to view the entire episode and check out some of my other videos over there as well, okay? Now, the second thing I want to tell you is there is a link tree that I have. It is for Make Rose Art, and you can find all my links there, all the hobby-ish links, because I am a businesswoman as well, so I have tons of other links and things, but I'm talking about all my hobby links. They will be there. And if you decide that you're someone who wants to take this a little bit deeper and join the community, then make sure to check out the Discord. That link is also on the YouTube channel and it will be on the link tree. Now, back to the shawl. Over the past week or so, I have finished the purple pink triangle and now we have moved into the black section. And I will say this is probably like 15% of the triangle that's finished for the black section, and then I obviously have to keep on going, but I love how much is finished. I love how much is finished. This shawl is worked. It is seamless. The seams do not, there's no seaming, there's nothing to put together. It is worked together 2 triangles as we go to end up with one nice square for a shawl, and I hope she loves it. I hope she absolutely loves it, and I think she will. That's the truth. I think she will love it because she loves pink, she likes purple, and she likes black. And I know I love the shawl that I made for myself. And this is so squishy. It's so squishy. There are times when I'm working on it and I'm saying to myself, I have to make me another one because I love how fast it works up. I love how squishy it is. And I like that normally when we go out to a restaurant or something, I'm cold. And I have shawls, but I've shared them with my daughters. And it would be nice to have another one in a different color because my current one is a navy blue and a cream. So that is it for that particular project. Let's get into my mini yarn haul that I did. I stopped at Hobby Lobby and I picked up 5 skeins of yarn. The first 2 I'm going to share are I Love This Cotton, and they are in a rose color and a cream with like greenish red and teal speckles. The yarn is actually called I Love This Cotton, not just I Love This Yarn. And it is, the composition of the yarn is 100% cotton. The first colorway is 230 Woods and the second colorway is 33 Warm Blush. That warm blush color is like a rose pink. It's really, really pretty. These 2 are going to be cup cozies. I'm not sure how many I'm going to make, but I'm going to make some and I'm also going to post them on my shop, my store, over at shop.redroseartstudio.com. That's where these can be found once they are finished. Yep, that's what I'm doing. I am making projects for me and for you or anyone who would like to get them. So I just think it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun, and it is actually one of my goals and kind of a little mini dream of mine to make products that other people enjoy that you can't. My cat tripped coming up to sit on the printer in front of the window. Normally I move all my stuff, but I guess I took too long and she decided to go with it anyway. Thank God she's okay. Anyway, it's actually kind of a dream of mine to create products that people can buy, and you can't get them all over the place inside of different stores because they're very unique or handmade by me basically. So I think that'll be pretty cool to have multiple people purchase different items that I've made. And so if you're interested, check out my shop over at shop.redroseartstudio.com. Again, that's shop.redroseartstudio.com. Okay, the other yarn that I picked up is Yarn Bee, and it is called it is a Yarn Bee brand, but the type is Bambeautiful. The color is basil, and it's not quite a basil color. For me, it is like an olive green. I love greens, and this is really pretty. My daughter picked it up, and she was like, Mommy, I think you should get this one. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So I got that one. You guys, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a little distraught, just a little bit, honestly. Because I think that last episode that I didn't record, I think it was really good. It was full of energy. I was happy. It was giving. But I guess it wasn't giving enough for me to click the record button. So, yeah. Okay, on with the show. Next, I picked up I Love This Yarn, and this is a purple, and then there is a white with purple, orange, and red and yellow speckles. And so together, I'm going to make a granny square blanket. Granny square blanket. And so I've already created a purple granny square, and then I have two of the speckle granny squares. I think I'm going to make a few of them that have both colors intertwined, and then I'm going to put together the granny square blanket. Now, this blanket is not made for anyone in particular. It is a blanket that's going to be going up in my shop, and I'm trying to see how long it's going to take me to work on it. But I have to be intentional and I have to pay attention because, again, I'm working on my mother's shawl. And this is how things don't, you know, hit the timeline, is when I get busy doing other things. So I have to be very, very intentional about working on my mother's shawl so that I can get that finished. Another quick update is I have added some squares to this teal and yellow stack of granny squares that I was working on before. These are going to be a granny square blanket. So I have one in teal and yellow. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 in a dark teal color. And then I have 1, 2, 3 in a lighter teal color. And then this past weekend I made 4 granny squares in yellow. Now, as I am holding these and I'm shaking them, I'm looking at the fact that I did not weave in my ends. And I'm going to be weaving in my ends as I go with these granny squares, because with the purple ones and the speckled ones, I wove those in. And I know that when I go to put these together, there will be less stress for me, less stress, because I won't have to weave in the ends for the granny squares. Unlike these yellow and teal ones with the ends, they're just everywhere. So I have to weave them in. But isn't that a thing? Isn't that a thing where, we work on these projects and we have so much fun, and then the details, the little minute details of like weaving in ends, we get like, oh no, no, as if we did not just take string and make something beautiful. We act like these little bitty pieces of string are going to be the end of our world, but it's not. We just need to weave them in. It's nothing, it's not even that serious. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be weaving in the ends on those projects, those little granny squares, to make sure that they don't turn into a bigger problem. And you know what? Honestly, that's what I love about knitting and crocheting and doing all these fiber arts, is we actually end up working on skills sometimes that we would have had to practice in life, like taking the ends and weaving them in as we go saves time so that we don't have to work, it doesn't turn into a bigger problem in the end. And there are times in life where there are little things that could be fixed, and if we just work on them a little bit at a time, they don't become bigger problems. So yes. Or kind of like when a skein of yarn becomes very raveled, and it's knotted, and then we have to sit there and take our time taking it out. Some people go in with a scissor and just try to cut it, but then they cause a bigger problem and end up not having enough yarn for their projects. But if we just have some patience and we unravel it, we'll find that we have enough yarn for the project, that we feel better about the process, and our patience has grown and been practiced. And I use that a lot of times in life, where I know that there are things that I have to do that may seem a bit tedious. They may not be things that I actually feel like doing, but if I just use my patience and just, little by little take out the knots, it saves me time and energy, and these problems don't turn into something bigger. I learned a lot of lessons through knitting. I don't know if anybody else is like that, but I know I definitely do. We're going to get into my fashion choice and how it's affecting my crafting, my hobbies, is my pretty nails. My pretty nails. Yes, we're going to talk about them. They are very pretty right now. They're a speckled pinkish purple. Right now, my nails are a pretty little ombre color, and I like them, but I got them cut down. They are acrylic. Now, my nails do grow regularly. However, they also break really well. So I decided to, just get my nails done a bit with the acrylic nails. Oh, excuse me, I've been corrected. They break really easily. I should have known better. Anyway, they break really easily. Okay, let me stop. Okay, so my nails, they break really easily. And I have decided to get my nails done with acrylics, and just for a little bit. Maybe not. I don't know how long. I haven't talked to myself about how long this is going to last. Anyway, I'm getting them done. but they were longer and there were so many things I wasn't able to do. So I got them cut down and I've been able to do more things. However, one teeny tiny granny square took me 30 minutes. And I'm not sure that that's how long it should take. Now, it may have taken me this long because I don't crochet as much as I knit. I knit a whole lot more. And so maybe that was why this granny square took a long time. It could also be that crocheting hurts my hands, y'all, because when I have to grab the small pieces and move around the needle, crochet isn't as comforting to me sometimes as knitting is, because knitting, I'm holding on to two needles. The needles are doing most of the work. In crochet, my hands are doing a lot of work. And so I don't know if that was one reason why, or if it was my nail choice. And so what I will be practicing over the next few months, if I keep these nails, these pretty nails, is working on my hobbies with the nails, working on my knitting and my crocheting with the nails. Because it was just, if I could be honest, it was a little bit difficult. It really was. And I don't know how people do this with super long nails, because with crochet, you really have to hold on to the project, you know? I really do. But yeah, that's my thing. I like how it looks, but I want the nails to be practical. I want to be able to do all the other things that I want to do while I have the nails on. And so I'm going to be practicing that while I am crocheting. I will also be planning out my projects, my knits, my crochets, my spring knits, my spring projects. I'm going to be planning them out and I'm going to be sharing them with you in the upcoming episode, but I'm also going to be posting them on my blog, which is redroseartstudio.com. I'm going to be posting them there. And there will be updates on like my Ravelry. And like I mentioned here, I'm going to put them in the podcast, but then I'm also going to put them on my YouTube channel. I want to work on all these blankets, but I also want to work on the different socks and sweaters and shawls and things like that. And then I also want to start my quilting, because I have a lot of fabric, and I bought the fabric because I wanted them to turn into blankets. I didn't just want them to stay in bags and boxes. And so that is one of my goals for the year. I think I talked about that in the last episode, that one of my goals for the year is to actually make my quilts and get these things out the bags. And I want to see all of my like visions manifest. But the only way to do that is for me to put the work in. So it's not like just plain manifestation by itself. It requires me and work. So I'm gonna do that, hopefully, and make my projects. But you guys can hold me accountable if you want. You can ask me, so Makita, how is that blanket coming along? How is your sewing project? How is your mom's shawl coming along? What are you doing with those granny squares? Like, any of those things that y'all want to ask me is completely fine, because I think it's good. I think it's great to have a community of people that see you working on things that you love and they are inquiring about them. I mean, whether you guys actually care or not, I don't know, but it still would be good to, talk about it and share with me what you work on. Share with us. Jump inside the Discord and share. Also, post on the TikTok and the Instagram and the Twitter. I mean, on the website, post wherever you like. That's why all these things are there. It's like to build a real community and have stuff that we talk about, outside of all the world problems. And not to say that I won't ever talk about world problems or the stuff that we go through, but sometimes we just need a break. Sometimes we need a break from all the things, all the worries, all the cares, and just breathe. Just live and love and breathe and enjoy your hobbies. So yes, that is it for the fiber art section. So we have done the sip, we have done the knits, and now we're about to do the page flips. So let's get into it. What am I going to be reading? Well, let's talk about what I'm currently reading. I'm not currently reading. I haven't been currently reading because I've been working on my projects, working on the shawl for my mom. Outside of that, I am also studying. I'm studying coding more in depth and data analysis, and I'm trying to prepare for an upcoming master's degree that I'm going to be working on. So I guess I could say I'm reading those things. But for fun and for leisure, I didn't read very much over the past week and a half for leisure. But I am picking up and going to start reading this. This is Restore Me by J.L. Seegers. And then this is a book that I've had on my shelf for quite some time. I have waited to read this book because I get so emotional when I read. I get so emotional when I read, y'all. I cry when I read. I mean, I laugh out loud sometimes when I read. My daughter literally tells me, Mom, when we go out, don't do that. Don't do that with your face. Because I'll read and I'll be like, I'll be reading and something happened to go, and they'll be like, what? And oh, nothing. It's just me reading. Or I'll chuckle and they'll be like, what? Oh, it's just me reading. So I'm practicing. I'm working on not showing all that when I'm out. But yes, so I'm going to be reading Restore Me by J.L. Sears. And one of the reasons why I did not pick up this book sooner, like to read, is because she loses a loved one in this book. And I know it's going to make me cry. And I wasn't sure if I was ready to do that, but I'm going to do it. I need to read it. I want to read it, right? I want to read it. There are 3 of these now, 3 of these books, and I only have one. And it's because I wasn't sure if I would like the series or not, or and everything, but I'm going to read this one. I'm going to push through. Hopefully over the next 2 or so weeks, I'll be reading this book. I will be posting about it and sharing, especially inside of my Discord. So if you want to jump in and talk, even if you want to jump in there and read it with us, read it with me, that's good. This is not the book of the month. This is just what I am personally reading, what I will be carrying around with me. Like tonight, my girls are going to practice and I will be reading this while I sit and I wait. This is what I'll be reading. Then also, I do have a Zodiac Academy, which is on my Kindle Colorsoft, which I need to pick up because in the past like week and a half, every time I picked up the Colorsoft in the bed, I fell asleep. I picked up the Colorsoft and I would fall asleep. So I stopped picking it up for a few days because I do know that whatever you do repeatedly becomes a habit, and I don't want it to become a habit that when I pick up my Colorsoft, I fall asleep, right? So I stopped doing that. I don't just want to pick up the Colorsoft and then it triggers me going to sleep. It's not what's supposed to happen. So that is what I will be reading. And what else do I have for reads? Yeah, no, that's it. That's it. That's all I have for the page flips for this particular episode. Now, I do know that right now these episodes are full of updates, and maybe you'll enjoy the updates, but I will tell you that in the future I will have more topics to talk about. I'm working on those, but I love coming and sitting and chatting with you all. I love sharing my hobbies and talking about what I'm reading, and even just sharing that I'm drinking a cup of coffee or whatever. I think it's pretty cool to have an audience to share this stuff with, and I'm honored that you choose to come and spend time with me. But I do want to also invite you to join our community, join the Discord, find us over on TikTok or on Instagram or YouTube, and connect. Oh yes, and now on Twitter. Connect and share what you're working on, what you're sipping on, where you're reading. Like, share the things so that we can all have fun and grow together in the midst of all the stuff that's happening around us and even in us. It's nice to connect. It's nice to grow and connect and experience life with groups of people who we have things in common with. So if you find that you enjoy sitting and chilling and hanging out with me, then become a part of my community. Again, you will find it on the Discord. You can also find me on across platforms at Mrs. R Bookish or at Make Rose Arts. But for this podcast, you can also find y'all don't see this in the YouTube. They see this. They see me pulling on my locks. It's a nice new little style for me. But anyway, the Sip Knit page flip does have channels, and it has social media. It has an Instagram, and it has a Twitter now. I'm not gonna do the TikTok, and the reason why is because I don't know how long TikTok is gonna stay around, and I really don't want to invest all my energy in putting together a TikTok for this podcast only for it to disappear. I don't want to do that because there's also that whole thing of cultivating the audience there and then having them move into another platform. And while TikTok grows so fast, I don't want to, grow a community and then you guys not be able to come with me somewhere else. So I would just ask, if you love this podcast, if you enjoy this podcast, right, just come on over to YouTube or come on over to Instagram or find us on X. Go to the website and I'll post show notes there and, check us out. Find a way to connect with us there and share there, and we can, talk about all these things together. So until that time, I want to thank you so much again for joining me. If I have not already mentioned it, there is a link tree. It's linktree. link.tree/make rose arts, and a lot of the links are there. There's also a site that's connected to the podcast page, and this podcast, of course, can be found on all platforms. If you are watching here on YouTube, thank you so much for joining me. You get to see all the things, right? The books behind me, you get to see the books I'm holding, you get to see the projects, thank you. Please make sure that you like and subscribe if you liked and you want to come back and be reminded, right? It also helps me to grow. It helps me to grow this platform, and it tells me that you are enjoying the content. So, again, I love doing this with you guys. I hope that you join me again soon, and until next time, bye. The thing is, yeah, I'm gonna record for like 30 minutes because then we got stuff to do. All right. And I gotta gather all that energy again. All right. I'm good. The coffee's gone. The coffee's gone. Because I got lipstick on. Okay, I'm recording. Crazy. I pray I never make that mistake like that again. Oh, God.